over these last days, we've been exploring the nature of truth. And the question has been asked, do you still have a truth, a roost, on which the bird of your mind comes back to rest on, be it negative, like that, oh, that happened because I'm not good enough, or positive, like, oh, but that's God's business, or only God is real, something of that nature. But it's said that we have to dive deeper, maybe look behind that truth. And several little anecdotes were spoken of the other day. The first one was that the question was asked of Divine Mother, Divine Mother, what is it that comes first, my mind or my heart? She was asked, how do I know the difference between when it's my mind speaking or my heart speaking? And she replied, it's very simple. What is it that comes first? And a personal anecdote was told of my own experience, because sometimes the question would be asked, what do you think and what do you feel when people walk up your driveway carrying all their baggage? And often it would be said, oh, I see God first, and then I see their baggage. But it wasn't always so. There was a time when someone would come up the driveway, and sometimes I would recoil and almost inwardly gasp, because it could be seen there and felt their pain, their anguish, their baggage. So it can be asked now, what is the flip that takes place? What is the change that occurs that we know what comes first? You know that story of Mullah Nasruddin when he's out and about in town, and we know what Mullah Nasruddin was like. His patchwork robe was always awry, and his turban was always askew. And there were a group of young boys who started to tease him. And he turned to them and he said, well, didn't you know that the Emir is giving a big party today and everybody's invited? And so all the little boys, the little ragamuffins, ran off in the direction of the Emir's palace. And then Mullah Nasruddin thought to himself, oh, maybe it's true. So he picked up his robes and turned in the direction of the Emir's palace and went running down the road. Then there's a story of King Mahmud. King Mahmud was a very great king, very fair and very good-hearted. And one day he came into his audience chamber, and all the people who came and along to have their grievances heard and the problems resolved. And of course they were all gathered there along with his advisors and his viziers and so forth. And as he entered the chamber, he had something in his hand, and he called his head vizier to him, and he opened his hand, and in his hand was a great pearl. And King Mahmud said to the vizier, tell me, how much is this pearl worth, do you think? Oh, said the vizier, monarch, this is priceless. This is a treasured piece of gem in all of your coffers. And King Mahmud gave him then a mortar and pestle and said, break this pearl. The vizier recoiled and said, "Oh, monarch, I cannot do that. This is a priceless acquisition. This belongs in your treasury." "Oh," said King Mahmud, "how well you take care of me and my goods. I will give you the gift of 6 carriages and 6 fine horses." And then King Mahmud went on with the business of seeing those who came for his advice and his succour and all the rest. But after some little while, he went to his treasurer and again opened his hand to reveal the great pearl, and he asked the same question of the treasurer, "What is this pearl worth?" The treasurer made the same reply, "This is priceless. It has no value that can be assessed." The king asked him, "Well, smash it." And again the treasurer recoiled and said, "How can I smash this treasure?" Again King Mahmud congratulated him on his care of those things that were kept as his belongings and gave him a great present. And so the day went on, and in between caring for people, and he asked the same question of his advisors, and they all followed the suit of the vizier, refusing to smash the pearl. And it was visible that King Mahmud grew more and more weary. It could be seen and felt that his heart was heavy. But just as the day was ending, King Mahmud looked up, and there, standing behind the crowd, was a rather ragged-looking, he could be called a shepherd, perhaps, wearing straw sandals and a cloak made of rough hemp. And he approached this being and said, "Who are you?" And this being said, "I am Ayaz." And King Mahmud said, "What do you want?" And Ayaz said, "I only wish to serve you." And King Mahmud opened his hand and again asked Ayaz, "What is the value of this gem?" And Ayaz responded, "One could not assess its worth, great king." And so again King Mahmud said, "Smash this pearl." And without a moment's hesitation, no anxiety, not a thought of it being right or wrong or what the consequences would be, he took the pestle and mortar and smashed the pearl so that it became dust. All those who were present, the advisors, the viziers, the treasurer, all went to grab Ayaz. How dare he smash this priceless gem? And King Mahmud shouted, "Stop! Let him be! Let him speak." Ayaz turned to the whole group and he said, "Is not the king's command greater than anything, no matter how valuable it might be?" Tears flowed down King Mahmud's face. And even though Ayers was wearing rough, short clothes, he embraced him and said, I have found you. I have found you, the treasure of my heart. What is it that flips in us? What is it that happens when the truth, the roost on which the bird of our mind has for so long come to rest, that it's gone? What happens to the bird of our mind when there is no longer a place for it to return to, a truth, a belief, a roost? What happens for us? If someone asked me now, what is it that you feel and see when someone walks up the drive with their baggage? What would you say? How would you respond? What happens now when an experience, a reality, comes before your face? How do we answer this question?